Lynn, right here for me. Lynn, right here. All right, right here for me. Right here, Lynn. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Right here for me. Thank you. All of you right over here for me. Right here. And right here for me.
In the middle right here, please. Thank you.
Right here, and then for me.
Right here for me. Right here. Thank you.
You can write here for me.
Everybody this way. Alex, right? Yeah, no.
Ready? Thank you. Awesome, thank you.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Right here. Thank you.
Hey, man, how are you? Thank you. How are you, man?
Right here for me. And right here for me. Here for me. Alan, right here for me. Thank you.
Well, Tick Tick Boom is an autobiographical musical about Jonathan Larson, who wrote Rent, and it tells the story of him writing his first play, Superbia. I was inspired by Jonathan Larson when I first saw Rent, to see queer people, to see brown people having layered, complex characters, real, true stories. Seeing a version of myself on screen or on stage meant the world to me. It made me think, well, maybe I could do that too. Being on set with Lin and all of these other incredible actors was monumental for me. It felt like a moment in which I could really open up and be myself, and Lin really set that stage for us and allowed us to flourish.
Seeing Andrew Garfield portray Jonathan in such an amazing way, in such a loving way, and it's incredible.
It felt like I was being reunited with a long-lost brother I didn't know I had when I was introduced to John's work, John Larson's work, and his oeuvre and, you know, his spirit. I think it's weirdly the most vulnerable I've ever been in any project I've ever done, because it feels so personal. It feels like it's not me, but it's definitely deeply vulnerable aspects of me that happen to link up with Jonathan, and a lot of stuff that I had to find as well. So I just feel so grateful, because it's one of my favorite experiences I've ever had. Lin is the reason why I'm able to be standing here talking to you, because he took a risk on me not knowing if I could hold a tune, and he gave me the space, the time, and the resources to make sure that I could get to the place where I'm banging out passionately at the piano and belting out to the back row as Jonathan, who played with pure passion and just pure kind of like aliveness. He was the most alive, wild person, in that time, and so I knew I needed to get to that place. It was a real love crew. It was just a tribe of love, and the other thing is they're all phenomenal actors, phenomenal singers, they are thoroughbred performers. So I was surrounded by the best of the best. I was jumped into the best musical theater crew I could ever hope for. For me, the tick, tick, boom, it's the shortness of our lives, the shortness of how long our heart beats for. And what are we going to do while we have a heartbeat? How are we going to show up? Are we going to follow our destiny? Are we going to follow our truth? Are we going to be uncompromising in our pursuit of our art and our lives? Or are we going to waste time?
I think it was like Jonathan Larson and LIN-MANUEL Miranda were like two meteors heading straight for each other for a really long time, and then this was meant to be. It was written in the stars.
Well, it was wonderful. It was exciting. It was dedicated. It was full of fun and full of energy and dedicated. So that's what you want. Well, because he has a story to tell. He has many stories to tell, and it's exciting that that it's being recognized now.
Exciting!
It's so cool. It's always just so nice to get together and see the culmination of all the hard work that everyone's put in. I mean, it was like stepping into a time machine, The movie magic was in full force. So it was just amazing fun, and you could see all the detail that everyone had worked so hard on. It was really just a great experience, especially working with Lin. Lin is such a great leader, a great artist, and just a cool guy.
I'm so thrilled. It's such a great thrill to be invited to be a part of this beautiful cast, and to have this wonderful reunion from the Broadway community is just fantastic. As Lin often called it, it's like Broadway, fantasy summer camp. It's fantastic.
I'm so excited for folks to just be encouraged, inspired, and lifted by Jonathan Larson and how he took his failures and made them stepping stones for what now we know is Rent. But I'm excited for people to know that backstory, because we see the fireworks and the glitz of the finished product, but this is how he got there. What do you do with the time that you have? That's the main question of this film. So whether you're an artist or not, you can connect with that idea, making the best use of the time you have. And as Jonathan says in the lyric, fear or love, don't say the answer. Actions speak louder than words. So yeah, I'm excited to get that message across in this movie.
Lin had to tell this story. There was nobody else who was the right person to tell this story. He's it. He may be the first person in 55 years to be nominated for an Oscar for a musical. He's off the charts.
I think the theme of Tick, Tick, Boom, in terms of continuing to keep going, the only thing that gives you that hope to keep going is seeing the example of the people who have come before you. And so I think the movie really perfectly encapsulates that. it's amazing to be standing here today because no one who sees his performance in this movie will believe that he couldn't sing before he took this role. But I remember the very first workshop we had, and he said, he showed up, he said, I can't sing, but you could just see him itching to perform, and seeing him in the years really work hard, develop his voice, tap into the character of Jonathan. I think he fully embodies him and is really channeling a part of his spirit. Cheetah Rivera is here. I think if you look at the cast, if you laid out how many Tony Awards and how many Tony nominations are within our cast, it would just be stacked. And I think when we were thinking about how we wanted to cast the movie, we all sat there and thought, who do we fanboy and girl over, and who do we have enormous respect for, and know that they have enormous respect for the theater. And you can see that in every single role. We cast that with that in mind.
Jonathan Larson is the reason I started writing musicals. His show is what showed me it was possible, and he should be here enjoying all of this. He should be on his 10th musical, and he's not. And so, I wanted to bring the musical that really strengthened my resolve to get into this business to the screen, and hopefully it's going to hit other artists where they live, because it hit me really hard when I saw it. Because he's just one of the best actors of his generation. I saw him in Angels in America, which is an 8-hour endurance test masterpiece of a play, and he just gave the most shattering performance I'd ever seen. I was just like, I don't know if he can sing, but I think he can do anything, and he can. That's the answer, he can. This story has just lived in my heart for so long, and I really wanted to, I just couldn't think of a better first. It was not my idea to make this into a movie. My amazing producer, Julie O, got the rights and emailed me and said, would you be interested in directing this? And as soon as she said it, I could see it in my head. And I can't think of a better story to tell. I think that musical is incredibly cinematic, and I wanted to, help bring more people to Jonathan Larson's story.
Lynn's my friend. We've known each other for over 16 years now. I think we've known each other. Working with him was like, there was such an ease to it. There was such a relaxation. There was a shorthand. There was the ability to be multilingual. We're both Spanish speakers as well, and to do that with no shame. To talk across the room to one another in Spanish and not hear the colonizing voice that says, use your professional voice. Make sure that professional voice is in English and it speaks a certain way, My girl Alexandra's ship is so beautiful in this movie. We only had a couple slivers of moments, but her and Vanessa and Josh, they were, during this pandemic, shooting this movie was really difficult.
I mean, honestly, just to be here and share this movie with the community. New York is a character in the film, and in all of Jonathan's work. So it's just really special to be here, to be on Broadway. I feel like Jonathan would be so proud. He was so excited. Every day he showed up with so much excitement, but also so much focus. He knew what we had to get done, and he made sure that we were going to have a great time doing it. He makes you feel so safe and so seen, and I feel like that really speaks to why the film is as good as it is, because we all felt so safe, and that's exactly what you want from a director. The music is so phenomenal. There's so many incredible numbers, and it just, being told through Lin with Jonathan's support, it's just like musical theater genius combined. Andrew's amazing. He fully transformed into John. I had a moment where I was sitting with Joshua Henry and we were in a conversation and he walked by and I was like, oh, John. And then I was like, I just called Andrew John. Wow, that's wild. But he really just embodied it, and every day he would show up with something new, and it was just really special seeing where it started and where we ended. If you're a fan of Rent, if you're a fan of Hamilton, you're a fan of these two geniuses, and this is literally their love child.
I'm so proud of him, and I'm so excited to see, and even more so that he loves Jonathan's work as well, and that he wanted to honor not just him, but the burgeoning ideas, which is why we're in it. The people that are in the little clip in this film, when people will see it, it's his homage to what he loves most about what's inspired him, but also what's inspired Jonathan as well. So it's great to see a person who's also a fan of what they do as well, and I'm excited to see what else he's going to come up with.